Okay, fantastic. Well, good morning. First things, I guess given what's happened over the last week, so how is everybody, Paul? That's the first thing to ask.
Yeah, it's been a surreal week in many ways. We've been keeping in contact. There's been daily staff meetings, and we've managed to stay in touch with the players every day also. But it's been a very strange week. I believe the majority of the squad are fit and healthy. We've got a couple of outstanding COVID tests that we're waiting for results. So it's still not 100% who we're going to have back training on Wednesday. So we'll just wait and see. I think we'll probably know today, to be honest. But everyone's well and making the best of a week to do some essential maintenance and sort of planning really.
Okay, well, the good news is that people are well. In terms of the sort of severity of it, was it only ever sort of a handful, a small number of players or in staff, or was it
Yeah,
fairly rife?
it's been three or four. And like I said, we are waiting on a few more tests. So no one's fortunately being very ill, but a positive test is a positive test. So, but what we have done is we followed every protocol. The whole club is locked down. Really, nobody's been in, no one's been into the training ground, to the memorial ground, completely. Everyone's kept their distance, and we've done all the cleansing and the fogging that you do to clear all the offices and stuff. We've done everything we needed to do. So I think we're all very, very keen to get back on Wednesday. Probably we'll keep our distance to the extreme Wednesday and in the training days leading up to Boxing Day as well, because we're just going to probably give it another week. Even though we are back at work, we'll go beyond what we need to do just to keep our distance and do everything to prevent it happening again.
Okay, and in terms of what the players have been able to do, have they been able to sort of get out on their own and do running, or have they been sort of properly confined to sort of their homes?
No, they're not allowed to do any of that. They have to stay in their premises. If they've got a garden, so be it. They can go out in the garden, but I don't think many have. So it's been a strange week. We have had an hour contact with them once a day to do exercises, but I mean, really, we're just tickling it, really, aren't we? If we're only doing doing an hour's work on an exercise mat, you really aren't. You really are detraining. So it's been a challenge, and it will be a challenge coming back into training with only a couple of days leading up to the next game.
And is that something these players are fit, so that you're not like going to completely lose that? But I guess there's that little edge, perhaps, that if you're not even able to sort of physically work as hard as you'd like to, is you can go quite quickly, can't it?
Yeah, I mean it's a good question, and in theory, players aren't losing a lot in a week. But what you are doing is you're opening the door just a bit wider for the possibility of an injury, because the body does detrain very quickly. So kicking balls, for example, you don't kick a ball for a week. You've got to be very careful when you go back into kicking. It sounds over precious, but actually it's something that we're very aware of, that we have to be very careful going back into training. And it's also just focus and rhythm. It's not. It doesn't affect their overall strength and fitness, their deep reservoir of fitness that they have as a professional athlete. But it does affect the rhythm. It does affect that physical focus. So it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But over the course of the year, everyone will have their own challenges. Every club will have their own issues. So we're just navigating through ours at the moment.
Yeah, and I don't think you can ever call it a positive, but the fact that you've been so busy and these players have had so many miles in their legs, is there any benefit at all to just saying, you know what, have a little bit of time to rest and recuperate ahead of another busy schedule?
Yeah, and that's the obvious positive to spin on it, isn't it? So we know we've got a relentless game schedule coming. Even if there are no further games postponed, we have just got a relentless 4 months. So, okay, yeah, let's just have a week and let's just get ready for that. But I can tell you, when we get back on Wednesday and the games start, it will just be back to normal. So, yeah, we spin the positives, but we know what's coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And for you personally, have you used this opportunity to talk to individuals, to catch up with things that perhaps in the helter-skelter way of things beforehand you didn't get opportunity to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a chance to speak to some of the players, but when I say essential maintenance, which is what we have done, that's been debate. It's been, are we doing the right things? Are we coaching the right things? Are we? There's been lots of talk about COVID protocols and what we do going back. Do we change them? Do we alter them? But there's been talk of, with the board, with Tommy especially. There's been talk of the future and recruitment and shaping the squad to reflect the type of team that I would like in the future. And we're talking with the coaches every day about what we do at the moment with the players when we arrive back. So there's been some essential maintenance that we've been looking into. I think it would be wrong of us not to. It's incumbent on us to do as much as we can to make the best of every situation, and I think that's what we're trying to do.
So particularly with looking ahead to January and transfer window ins and outs, has this given you that little pause to really assess and say, right, okay, these are the sort of people I want to see in or out or getting game time elsewhere?
Yes, but from being involved with this for the past 15, 16 years, January transfer window, 99% of your discussions and your plans never come to fruition because it's a bit of a circus. Things rarely get done until the very end, and yeah, we might be lucky. We might get a few deals on things that early, but I'm expecting the same scenario. Last minute at the end of January, I'm expecting the same again because everyone just holds off trying to get a better deal or a better scenario until the very last minute. That's how it works.
Yeah, it's human nature, isn't it? So before all of that, you've got some matches to look forward to, which must be nice. Going back to Milton Keynes, what does that mean to you? What emotions does that stir in you?
Well, the first thing is it's the battle for 3 points, and that's not me being, avoiding talking about my time at Milton Keynes. What it means is I'm fully focused on the 3 points, and the discussions have been how I feel going into the game is what we need to do, how we should play in order to win the game. Obviously, I'm very familiar with the club and the setup there for obvious reasons, and there'll be one or two people there that it'd be nice to see before or after the game. But generally, it is a purely professional view of trying to win 3 points.
And I guess with the run that you were on before that, was it even more frustrating that you've had this little hiatus?
Yeah, look, you have to move with the business, and over the years, you never get everything what you want. The business doesn't move in a straight line in football. Every week's different. You're used to having to think on your feet and adjust, and you have to be philosophical about most things. This is another challenge. It's another thing to be philosophical about. So yes, we were on a nice run. Yes, we did have a nice rhythm. Yes, we did have some momentum, but our job is to try to get that going again. And I'm not going to bemoan it. I'm not going to, because everyone's going to have their own set of issues. So it hasn't been perfect for us, but you never get perfect. All you hope for over the course of a season is you hope for a fair wind. You hope to get decisions go for you as much as they go against you. You hope to get your fair share. If you get a fair wind, I think as a manager over the course of a football season, you would take that.